of why did you get into running?
Yeah. Well, I think like we sort of spoke right at the start, it was just that bedlam of noise at home. So I must have been about just coming up to 40, so it's probably age pressure as well. Put on a bit of extra timber, and my noise in the house in the summer holidays was just warm and noisy, and brand new kid, 2-year-old, lots of noise, lots of screaming, lots of shouting. I guess I didn't think of it at the time as mental health, but for well-being, I literally just went out, got a pair of shoes, and was like, yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna go out there, because I do a bit of treadmill stuff before that, but I'd never run outside. And there's some nice routes. So I think really just to free up, give myself some time and just get out and just be like, I'm away from everything. You know, I can listen to music or whatever. I can just relax, and then it gives you that fitness, it gives you that well-being, and it just makes you enjoy food and not worry about life, really. You can burn off calories and all those sorts of bits.
It's interesting as well, because even though it's different reasons why we got into running, it's still the same in a sense of like mental health. And,
absolutely.
Your mental health, although it wasn't, you weren't in a spot struggling, it was just a kind of, fresh, the freshness of being out and getting some clear your head. And for me, it was similar, really, getting out and just clearing my head. So it's cool to see that fast forward 8 years.
Yeah.
Earlier as well, when we were talking, you kind of gave an analogy of running and applying that within your work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because obviously you teach economics and business.
Yeah.
And you apply it to your students. Could you just talk to me more about that?
So what I was suggesting, and I literally came up with this at the last parents' evening. I kind of said, if I try to make the similarities between this and revising, and ultimately, if you haven't started revising, it's really easy not to start and to put it off. And it's very much like running. If you don't start, then you can just go, I'll go run tomorrow, I'll run the next day, run the next day, run the next day. But as soon as you get into that pattern of revising or running, certainly for me, running, then actually if I then don't run, then I feel really awkward and feel like, I should be doing that. And I was trying to convey that to the parents and the pupils, actually. Get yourself into the routine, and then it's really difficult to break that routine, and you kind of would feel awkward about it. And so I was trying to say, get going on your rising straight away, and then you'll get yourself into a pattern. Putting stuff off is so easy. It's the easiest thing in the world, Like I said about the park run. If I did 5 park runs in a row, that 6th park run, I'd be like, I've got to go to it. Whereas, if I haven't done a park run for 3 weeks, it's much easier not doing the 4th one. So I kind of, hopefully, I think they understood the analogy, and hopefully that they, clearly not all of them are going to listen to it or believe it, but if a couple do, then it may have worked, and it might be something moving forward that I'll do, really.
I think it's a great piece of advice, because even when you analyse it, when you try something and it doesn't go to plan, for example, it may be revision, it may be your first run, it may be, something extracurricular, whatever it may be, doesn't go to plan, you might think, I failed this exam, I failed this mock, and you tried, for example, but in reality, the only failure is by not trying at all.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Try, just get on the on the ladder and just get started.
And I think both of us have done enough runs to realise that they're not always great.
No,
one run you'd be like, I felt awful then, I just want to go home. But you could go out the next 2 days later and it'd be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's all sorts of reasons why that may be the case. Like my Thursday run now is often really slow and lethargic and lazy, but then by Saturday, I've done that, so then the Saturday park runs are often a bit quicker and a bit more freer, and the Sunday long distance run therefore is pretty decent.
Off camera, when we were mid-run actually, you were telling me about a personal thing you experienced where you lost your mum a few months back. How did running help you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I went out for a long run, so she passed away on the 27th of November, and I'm pretty confident it was either 28th or 29th. I then went for a big run afterwards just to try and clear my head a bit. But as I said, off camera, I've done 2 half marathons, one just a couple of days ago, and I used my mum as an inspiration to get me through. And even though she wasn't a runner and, she just loved me for whatever, she wouldn't have wanted me to do anything. But I used that and be like, no, I'm going to do it for my mum. I'm not going to stop. And touch wood, the last 2 half marathons, they're not been my quickest, but I haven't walked at all. And I put that down to, my mum as inspiration and as a kind of a tool or whatever to help me through it. because like, you know, I know my mum would have been proud if I hadn't done any of them or had done 100 of them. So she wouldn't have cared, but for me, it's working as my motivation at the moment. So it's really strong, really powerful. So,
Definitely.
you know, and I love running the fact that you do it in all seasons and you're not reliant on somebody taking a class or whatever. And I know you sort of said that you've got to travel a little bit to get to where you want to go, but there's something really refreshing about just opening the front door, bang, just going for a little run, whatever it might be, just give yourself that little, you know, hit of well-being, that your own personal time. Obviously you with your dog now and stuff, you know, that that personal time is going to be
very needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, and with my kids, it's just nice to have brilliant, you know, and I'm really hoping that they're going to get into running. My eldest does a little bit, but she's 10, so she's a bit,
she's very young.
Yeah. She's really quick though. She's done this park run a couple of times, but she's likes to do her own thing, so I don't push it. But yeah, no, it'd be great if they just come out for a run. Stuff like actually, she's done this Siren Brew run. She got a fruit juice afterwards, and I had the beer. But she's quite keen now. The weather's getting better, and it's going to get lighter in the evenings. She said she wants to do that, and so that'd be really nice father-daughter bonding time, and not having to go at each other and that sort of stuff. So I think it's, you know, it's going to build, you know, positive relationships as well, and stuff like that. And if you've done a lot of running and then suddenly you're injured, you know, that because I was meant to do the London Marathon in 24, but about January time, I was actually refereeing a girls' football game, and I just felt something go, and I don't even know what it was.
What, like a hip?
Yeah, like a hamstring, and I just literally I had to give up the Wokingham Half Marathon. I had loads of physio on it, and just had to sack it off essentially, and then do it the following year. And that's that. Although it's brilliant for your motivation and your well-being, actually, if you've done a lot of running and then suddenly can't do it, I remember feeling genuinely really quite depressed and like struggling, because you're like, well, that was my thing. Do you know what I mean?
What did you do in that case then? What did you do there?
To be honest, I had a lot of physio. I don't know really. I just got really grumpy. I think I didn't really have an outlet because I couldn't really do cricket, which I used to like doing as well. I'd go for walks maybe a bit, but you know, even walking around school at points, it was actually quite notable. And you felt, I've got the twinge in the back of my leg. What's it going to do? So, yeah, I probably took about 2 months off from running almost totally, and then just got very slightly gently back into it. But yeah, that's my worry. Is like, you know, in my friendship group, obviously, I'm in my late 40s now. Lots of us are that sort of age, and lots of us get injured and then struggle to get back into running or get recovery. So it's brilliant whilst it works. But you know, that's why you've got to be you can't take it for granted, because you know, like I said about the colleague at Blue Coat, you know, he was amazingly quick, and then he's just sort of lost it and lost the will to do it. So it's great whilst it serves a purpose. I genuinely couldn't think of not running. I think I'd be, well, like I was last year. I was pretty depressed, or 2 years ago. So yeah, it's tough times really when you think about it, isn't it? When it's brilliant whilst you can do it, and I guess what I should do more often. I don't. Do you stretch a lot before and after?
Try to, not after I don't, but before I try to.
Yeah, I do a little bit, but you're meant to do loads, and I don't do it, and I should do it, and that's something to prevent injuries. So that's something that I really need to get more involved. I almost can feel my leg now twinging a bit, like thinking about like the hamstring, because I didn't snap it or anything like that. It was just really tight, really sore. But yeah, that is a bit of a fear. Like, you just sort of see people and they pull up, or you know, when you're doing a half marathon or whatever, you see them on the side, you're like, oh my gosh, I hope they're okay, and they'll recover soon enough.
But it's a good point actually, because recovery and stretching and doing that kind of due diligence before and after the run is as important, if not
definitely,
more than the run. So it's a really good point.
Yeah, well, I've got to be a bit careful now, because obviously I did the half marathon on Sunday, did a really gentle run on Monday, and then done this, and it's like, overtraining, you've got to calm it down. So I've got to take the next 2 days off. Definitely. But that's the trouble when we said about targets. I literally went out on Monday because it was the 30th, and I knew on Tuesday I was out drinking, or on Monday night I was out drinking, so I wasn't going to do anything Tuesday. On that Monday, I was 4 kilometres, I was done 96 kilometres.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I've got to do 100.
Yeah.
So even though everything was telling me not to go out, I was like, I'm going to do four very gentle kilometres, just in the nice sunshine, And I knew I wasn't going to damage anything because I was literally running at like, I don't know, whatever, 6.5 kilometre pace, 6.5k per kilometre. So I wasn't I wasn't burdening myself, but I was just like, I like strawberry running. Sometimes you have targets and they're insane. Like, who cares if I've done 100 kilometres or 96.4?
Yeah.
But I do.
It's that
So,
inner thing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I've got one more question.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's one piece of advice you give to someone who is struggling with their mental health?
Yeah, buy a pair of trainers.
Yeah.
Literally, get, mental health. I think, like I said, I didn't realise it at the time, but it really improved my mental health when I went out for a run. And running doesn't cost anything really. 30 quid pair of trainers would be absolutely brilliant. Just get yourself out, get yourself to, I would say, do a park run if you possibly can. Yeah. And just, you don't have to be part of that kind of like evangelical kind of like really happy crowd. You can just be one of the chill people at the back, but just getting out there, you'll meet some friends, and it is all about mental health, isn't it? It's all about improving it and just trying to see if you can do it yourself. But obviously reaching out to people would be really important as well. But if you are struggling and you haven't done it, the Couch to 5k, that sort of stuff must be amazing. I know people have done that. And it is just, you see people all around us, don't you, going for a run. Yeah, and it's really nice now that you're a runner, you're like, oh, what trainers are they wearing? Oh, I wonder what pace they're going at. What's their plan? What's their next goal? And it's, it's a different world. It's a brand new world.
No, thank you so much. I really
That's all right.
appreciate
No
it.
worries. It's lovely meeting you and seeing you.